we got going on today is some trim around the window. Basically, it was just rotting down here. You can see this, how soft this is. But after you get up about here, the rest of it was fine. But I think what I'm gonna do is just take out the piece all the way up to the seam right there, and then just replace that whole piece. And we'll kind of go from there, and maybe that where that seam is, it'll be actually kind of rotten or whatever up there too, because there's a seam, but maybe not. But at least I'll know. So we'll just leave this here, and we'll do a time lapse of it, and you can see how I do it. The nice thing about this PVC stuff is hopefully you never have to worry about it rotting out. So I'm basically going to remove all this wood trim up to the top board, and then cut it down on the table saw to size, and then test fit it, and then we can come back later and caulk it back in. So that's what I'm doing right now, and then I got to cut this board out, and I found it easy just to set the depth on the circular saw and just go ahead and cut that through, and then try to remove it from there. I'm going to do the same thing over on this last sideboard. Again, just run the circular saw up and then take out the pieces, because it goes underneath the frame of the vinyl window, and it's just easier than with the caulk all on one side there on the vinyl siding side, and then that probably like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch under the frame of the window. Just run the saw right up. I wanted to stop here for a minute and point out a few things. First of all, whoever installed these windows, they used duct tape to seal the foam board around the window. That's interesting. But look, they didn't use it here around the bottom. Not sure why you would do that. And then here's what we're seeing. So it usually gets better right about here. Gets pretty tough up in here. So we're gonna continue to remove this piece here and these nails down here, and then we'll tape this off. Looks like they use duct tape up to this point. I'm not sure why you wouldn't tape this off too. Makes no sense. But yeah, then we'll start working on taking this out, and then we'll cut these boards, and yeah, we'll go from there. Put you back on time lapse. All right, so now we're at the point where we're gonna just put some of this Nashua 130, what is it, 324A tape or whatever, to kind of seal up. I'm just putting it over the duct tape that was here, and I'm gonna put some on the bottom. So then once we do that, we'll put the trim in, and then we'll caulk it. And then what I'll probably end up doing is coming back, measuring that piece, the width of that, and see if I can find it, because the stuff I have now is not that wide, so I need a bigger piece. If they make it, to remove that top piece, so that top piece will be last. And hopefully I can find something the same thickness with this wood texture on here. You know, this is, I don't know, whatever this is, 1/2 inch or 3/4. So let's finish this up and start caulking it. Put you on time lapse. All right, so I'm just putting the tape in on the final bottom part, measuring, cutting the bottom piece, and then I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to start caulking the sides, then the bottom last, and using some paper towels to wipe the excess caulk off, and we should be good. This should last a long time. Okay, so wrapping up here, we replaced the 3 pieces, the bottom piece and the 2 side pieces, with some white PVC. Remove the wood, and we're going to measure the top just to see what size that is, and then see if we can find it, and then we'll replace that one too. Caulked everything, nailed it, and then painted the nail heads white. So we should be good on this one for a while. Thanks for watching.